Right. So I see we're at 5:30 now, so I think we're going to kick this thing off.
Awesome.
Welcome, everyone. I am so glad that you are joining us today to hear how Celebrity Cruises is bringing happy back. I'm Beverly McLean. I'm Covington's social media director and travel blogger. Your microphones are going to be muted during the presentation just to make sure that we don't have any background noise, but you can feel free to type any questions into the chat box. We will address those at the end, and then we'll unmute microphones so we can actually talk. We'll keep this very casual. And I am so pleased to have Maria Pizzo join us today. She is a market sales manager with Celebrity, and she keeps all of our Covington vacation advisors up to date on the growing Celebrity fleet and their itineraries, which are always changing and improving. She makes sure we get first notice of the promotions and all the special offers and the updated safety protocols and all the things that we, as your travel consultant, need to know. So tonight she's going to share that good news with us about Celebrity returning to the seas, and that makes all of us happy. So welcome, Maria. Thank you so much for coming. And oh, I forgot to show you her pretty picture. There's Maria. There's Maria. So I'm going to pass you I'm going to stop sharing and then pass you
The screen.
the screen control.
Awesome.
And you should be able to share your screen.
Let's see what we have going on. Well, good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. And just bear with me as I pull up this PowerPoint. We're going to do a quick little presentation and then open it up for some questions and comments and hopefully no concerns. But if they're out there, you're more than welcome to send them my way. As Beverly was saying, I am part of Celebrity Cruises, and I am so excited to finally get to share some really exciting things that we have going on. So for so long, we've been saying, we can't wait, we can't wait. Well, I'm so happy to share that someday is finally here. Now, as Celebrity, we'd love to allow our guests to have an experience like no other. First, starting off with destination delivery. We offer overnight stays. We also offer longer time in ports. We then move on to design excellence, working with some of the most world-renowned interior designers, culinary as well. And I know I jumped ahead there, but when I said world-renowned, I also thought of Danielle Blute in our culinary team. Dave Burkus is one of our interior designers, along with Kelly Hoppen. World-class accommodations on board our ships. We have suites for everyone. We also have the retreat, which you will find on all of our ships as well, and we'll get more into that. As I mentioned earlier, culinary expertise. As I mentioned, Danielle Blute, a 2-star Michelin chef, and also our own Michelin-starred chef, Cornelius Gallagher, who is our food and beverage director, senior vice president, all of those fun things. And then also holistic wellness. Holistic wellness is a new brand pillar for Celebrity Cruises. We have on board all of our ships aqua classrooms, and we also have the restaurant called Blue. Now, Blue is a real it's a dining experience that you won't find anywhere else on the ship. And the reason why I say that is the focus of Blue really is clean eating. Not to say that all of the other restaurants you won't find clean food. However, Blue really when a word leaves your mind, Blue really specializes in clean eating. We also have our spas on board our ships, and we also have a partnership with Goop. And Goop is run and owned by Gwyneth Paltrow, who is our holistic wellness advisor. So all of these 5 things you will experience on board any Celebrity ship. Now, over the past year and a half, or 14 months rather, we really wanted to take the time to be a little bit more convenient and a lot more easier to do business with, not only for our travel advisors, but also for our guests. So we have come up with Muster 2.0. I know that when you are on board, the last thing that you want to do is do your safety drill. However, it is very important that you do it. So we have changed the way our muster drill is done, and you can now do the muster drill from either your smartphone or from the TV in your room. So you'll have about a 4-hour span to get your safety drill done. You do it from your room or from your smartphone. You will hear all of the same drills or alarms rather that you would hear over the ship. You will hear through either your phone or from the TV in your room. The only thing that still will remain the same is you still do have to visit your muster station. At your muster station, you will then be marked off, and then you can continue on with your day. Another great thing about Muster 2.0 is all of the bars, the restaurants, and entertainment on board will continue to happen instead of closing down. So I'm so excited to announce that and for everyone to be able to take advantage of the new Muster 2.0. Excuse me. Now, speaking of convenience, you want to be able to book a trip and know that everything that you need is already included. So we have come up with an always included pricing strategy. Anytime you book with Celebrity, your drinks, your tips, and your Wi-Fi are always included. Drinks, tips, and Wi-Fi always included. A couple of things that I want to mention on here. The drinks that are included in the always included package are your classic drinks package. Not only does these packages, along with the premium drinks package, now if you choose to upgrade to either Elevate or Indulge, you would receive the premium drinks package. But what I'm about to say is included in both the premium and the classic. There is an 18% gratuity included in this package already. So when you get on board, there's no hidden fees. It is all inclusive. Now you also have Wi-Fi, and you will see Wi-Fi on all levels and also tips on all levels. Now the tips that you see on the screen are the tips for your room attendants, for the waiters in the restaurant, along with the crew in the Ocean View Cafe, which is our buffet, and you'll be able to see a picture of that. You do have the option to upgrade if you'd like to either Elevate or Indulge. Now, when you choose to upgrade to either Elevate or Indulge, you will receive a shore excursion onboard credit. So that's an onboard credit to use towards one of your shore excursions. And then when you get into Indulge, you also receive an onboard credit. Now, the difference between streaming Wi-Fi and surfing Wi-Fi. Surfing Wi-Fi is really great for staying connected, whether that's checking your emails, checking your Facebook, hopping on Instagram for a quick second, or sending a message. Surfing Wi-Fi works great. Now, if you'd like to stream some movies, stream some music, then I would strongly suggest going for our Indulge package and upgrading your Wi-Fi to the streaming Wi-Fi. The Classic Drinks package, which you would find on Always Included, which is always included when you book with us, includes non-alcoholic drinks, same with the premium, your specialty coffees, your bottles of water. Also, cocktails, I believe, up to $11, domestic beers, and also glasses of wine, I believe, to $9. In the premium drinks package, the martini bars are included, and any higher price cocktails, if you will, or imported beer. So, any questions on Always Included? Anytime you drink with us, drinks, tips, and Wi-Fi are always included. It's just a matter of if you'd like to upgrade or not.
I don't see any questions in the chat box right now, Maria.
Sounds great. Now, as I started off this presentation, on the screen it said, I just saw that question come in that says $11 a day or max. Now, I'm thinking what you're asking is if there's a limit to how many drinks that you could order in a day. The answer is no. It is an unlimited drinks package. The only limit that you have with this drinks package, whether it's the classic drinks package or the premium drinks package, is how many drinks you could order at a time. So it's one drink per order time per guest. So you could have, although I don't recommend it, you could have 50 drinks in a day, or you could simply just have one, or you could have 0 alcoholic drinks throughout your whole trip and have unlimited cappuccinos, unlimited bottle of water, unlimited juices. So it is an unlimited drinks package. And remember that 18% gratuity is included in that drinks package already. So whenever you are at a bar, a restaurant, getting a cocktail or a drink, bottle of water, coffee, whatever it is, and you hand over your CPAS card, that bartender, waiter, bar server is going to take that CPAS card, put in their little code, and swipe the CPAS card. That 18% gratuity is going to that particular person at that order time. Now, I know when you go on board, you sometimes feel a little funny. Do I have to walk around with cash? Are they expecting more? It is all included already. So it totally is up to you if you'd like to, give a little extra. That is totally at your own discretion. Of course, keep the questions coming if there's more out there, but for now, we'll move on to the next slide, but we could always come back to this. So in the beginning, I know I started off by saying we can't wait, someday is going to be here, and then I jumped on to say that someday is here, and that really is the truth. By midsummer, we will be having 9 out of our 15 vessels back in service, starting off with the Celebrity Millennium, which is already in its cruise, starting on June 5th. So that is so exciting. Cruising is starting up again, following by Apex, which is going to be in Athens. And we're going to really get into those 2 itineraries. And then Edge with Captain Kate. And we're also going to get into those on June 26th. Cruising has resumed. That is correct. How exciting. We've been waiting for this for so long. Now, Apex, as I mentioned previously, June 19th, sailing in the Greek Isles and the Mediterranean. Her home port will be Athens. As you can see here, June 19th, all the way through to 10:10, she'll do the transatlantic. So while we're talking about the Greek Isles, we have some Greek Isles in Cyprus. We also have some Greek Isles in Israel. We have some 7 nights, a 6 night, and 2 8 nights. We also have an overnight in Israel. Now, before anyone asks, I know it would be a little silly of me not to talk about what has recently been happening in Israel. For celebrity cruises, and I would probably say all cruises, and an industry as a whole, the safety of not only our crew but also our guests is of utmost importance. So if it is not safe for us to go to Israel, we certainly will not be going to Israel. As of now, there has been no changes made, but of course they don't put me in all of the meetings. I wish that they did sometimes, but Israel is a go as of now. Should anything change, we would certainly be letting our travel advisors know, along with our guests. So please be confident in booking these cruises if this is something that you are interested in doing. As I mentioned, we have some extended stays and overnights. On these 8 nights, and I believe it is this one right here, this 925, that is an overnight in Israel, which is amazing. All of the others stop in Israel. However, there are no overnights in Israel besides that one. Apex will then do a Greece, Malta, and Spain. Some Spain, Portugal, Canary Islands, transatlantic. If you've never done a transatlantic, I've done quite a few while I worked on board the ships. If you love sea days, a transatlantic is definitely, or repositioning in general, is definitely something that you should get yourself booked on. Apex will be doing 2 short Caribbean cruises. Now remember, Apex is our newest ship, and not one single guest has been on board Apex as of yet. So she'll be doing the Caribbean and those 2 short sailings out of Fort Lauderdale. And then she'll be doing Puerto Rico, St. Thomas, St. Kitts, Belize, some Key West in there as well. So you definitely have to get yourself on board Apex. She is a beautiful ship. Oh, look at me jumping ahead of myself. Here we go. So we have the 2 8-nights, as I mentioned. The first one with the overnight in Jerusalem. All of these sailings are leaving Greece at 8:30 p.m. You practically have the whole day in Greece. I know sometimes it gets a little stressful when the ships depart a little earlier. So definitely you are able to take advantage, of visiting Greece before getting on the ship if you'd like. Then we also have another 8-night Greek Isles and Cyprus. All really, really beautiful. 2 sea days in each of those itineraries. Then we have our 7 nights, also leaving at 8:30. And then we also have a 6th night, also leaving at 8:30, a day at sea. And then you have a couple of different port days all next to each other before you head on home from Athens. Now, you still need to get to Greece, right? So whenever you book your flights through Flights by Celebrity, which is our air department, you don't have to pay off your air until final payment of your cruise. That's amazing. Not only that, we have secured some seats at $6.99 round trip per person. Now keep in mind, $6.99 for air plus drinks, tips, and Wi-Fi are always included for you. So definitely get with your travel advisor, dig into these itineraries if you see one that interests you, and let's check out that air. Now this $6.99 is at limited availability, so definitely jump on this if this is something that you're interested in doing. Now there's 2 places on board Apex that I love so much that I certainly had to share with you. The first one being La Petite Chef. And when you look at this image, I hope when you're looking, your eyes are going directly to all of the colors that you see on the table. Now, when you dine at La Petite Chef, all of those colors on the table are in animation. So when you walk into the restaurant, on the ceiling, there's a whole bunch of projectors pointing down at the tables, and there's going to be this little chef that you see on your table jumping into the ocean and pulling out a bushel of clams, going into the garden and picking tomatoes or picking potatoes. And as that little chef is making that meal right in front of your eyes, our chefs in the back are creating that same exact meal for you. So it really is a fun family experience. I have went and I don't have any kids, and I had a great time. My grandparents have been to it and they've also had a great time. So it really is something for everyone. Definitely an experience that you could only find with Celebrity. Now the second place is also one of my favorites. It's the new Craft Social Bar. So on board all of our ships, we have casinos. And on deck 4, this Craft Social Bar has taken over the casino bar. So it's a great place to go and watch a game. There's TVs in there. Great place to grab a craft beer, wine, or cocktails. You could also go in there and grab some small bites. So you could have a craft beer, run into the casino, get really lucky, win lots of money, and then book your next cruise on board. I love it. You would find me right here, right before going to La Petite. Now, I do want to make sure that I address this. What is going to be required for you to not only sail with Celebrity, but also to get into Athens? So, 16 years and older, you must be fully vaccinated. As of August 1st, all guests over the age of 12 and over must also be fully vaccinated. For those who are vaccinated, no test is required to get into the country. And all guests 2 or older must receive an antigen test at the terminal. So that's something that we would be administering to you. You get to enjoy your beautiful cruise traveling through Greece, Cyprus, and Israel. And then before you disembark, if the country that you are going back to, which would be the United States, well, I don't know, maybe not. If you were coming back into the United States or wherever you're going, If an antigen test is required for you to get back into the country, we will make sure that we accommodate that for you. Now, all of your travel advisors are aware of all of this information, and they could really deep dive into it with you. Oop, jumped ahead there. So not only are we going to be in Athens, but we are currently in the Caribbean. The Celebrity Millennium is currently sailing with about 650 guests on board, and she is doing beautiful itineraries round trip from St. Martin. So these started, as I mentioned, on June 5th. As you can see here, June 5th all the way through August 21st. We have some Barbados, Curacao, and Aruba, and we also have Barbados, St. Lucia, and British Virgin Islands. As I mentioned, these are all 7-night round trips out of St. Martin. Now, I'm sure you're wondering, well, Maria, why is this red? And the reason is the Millennium will be going to Alaska, because the Alaska season will also be happening, and our Revolutionized Celebrity Summit will come to St. Martin and take over the rest of these itineraries. So starting from July 3rd to August 21st, our Revolutionized Summit, and I keep saying the word revolutionized, and maybe I jumped ahead, but let me please explain to you what the revolution is. So the revolution, we've taken our older ships and we really brought them down to their bare beams, bare bones, if you will, and we've completely redone them. So they are essentially our brand new ships. So when I say the word revolutionize, that is what I'm talking about. So Revolutionized Summit, July 3rd to August 21st, we'll be doing the 7-night round trips out of St. Martin. And then she'll do a repositioning from St. Martin to Miami, which is a 5-night. And then she'll continue on to do some short Caribbeans all the way through October 22nd of 2021. How amazing. I'm excited. I can't wait to go. As I mentioned previously, St. Martin, a day at sea, Curacao, Aruba at sea, Barbados at sea, and then back to St. Martin. Now, these itineraries out of St. Martin, whether it's on the Millennium or on the Summit, are both departing at 10 p.m. You have the whole entire day in St. Martin before you have to get on the ship. You still have to get there, right? Flights by Celebrity, we have secured some seats at $500 round trip per person. Remember, drinks, tips, and Wi-Fi are always included. Definitely get with your travel advisor, and let's dig into some of these flights and let's dig into some of these itineraries. Now, I wanted to kind of give you a little bit of a virtual ship tour of what the Millennium looks like. Now, I know that I mentioned the Summit, but the same things have happened to both the Millennium and the Summit. So what I'm showing you now will pretty much be identical whether it's on the Millennium or the Summit. And the pictures that I'm showing you are real pictures. They're not renderings. These are actual pictures of the ship. Now, both the main dining room and the Ocean View Cafe are two of the venues, or the dining venues rather, that are already included in your cruise. So the main dining room, you have 3 options: late seating, early seating, or you have select dining, which is anytime dining. And then you have the Ocean View Cafe, which is our buffet, open late night for you, breakfast, lunch, dinner, tea time as well. So 2 beautiful venues for you that are already included in the price of your cruise. The casino, as I mentioned, you could stop in the casino and then grab a drink. If you're on Apex, you could go to the Craft Social Bar. If you are on Summit or Millennium, you'll just go to the casino bar. Both 2 great venues. You have your lounge, which I'm sure they'll be doing some entertainment, some shows, just a quick place to grab a drink before dinner as well. The Sunset Bar, one of my favorite places, is all the way on the aft of the ship. It's a great place to watch the sunset. They also do have some live entertainment up there for you. Whether you're up there before dinner, after dinner, during the day, reading a book, whatever it is you'd like to do, the Sunset Bar is definitely a beautiful place to do it. The rooftop terrace will show some films up there for you to enjoy under the stars, which is really great. The spa, the shops. Now the spa, we've added some really great treatment rooms into our spas. A hammam, we have a salt room, we have light therapy rooms. beautiful relaxation room. So when you book into our aqua class, remember I said that with holistic wellness, you have access into the spa facilities without having to have a treatment booked. The penthouse suite, as I said, these are real pictures. Your veranda room, and one thing I always like to point out with these veranda rooms is if you could see the bed is kind of curved on the end, so you never nick your leg on there. And also in all of our showers, ladies, and probably gentlemen, you'll appreciate this too. When it comes time to shaving your legs, especially of course when you're in the Caribbean, you're going to be in your bathing suits. In all of our showers, we have a little bar. So you can put your foot up. I have in my apartment, I don't even have that. A little bar for you to put your foot up to help you shave. Just the little details that really stick out to me with these rooms. Oops. And then the retreats. As I mentioned this earlier when I said with our pillars, our accommodations. So whenever you book into the retreat, not only do you get a suite, you also get an exclusive restaurant called Lumine. And in Lumine is where you'll find the curated menus by Daniel Boulud, the 2-star Michelin chef. If you're familiar with the New York restaurant scene, you might have heard of his restaurant called Daniel. Although I'm from New York, I've never had the opportunity to eat there, so it's definitely on my bucket list. You have the retreat lounge where you'll find your concierge. There's also a bar in there for you. They also do officer events in there just for our retreat guests. Excuse me. And they also do, you could go in there rather and grab a bite to eat, grab a drink, or just go in there and read a book. It's totally your space to do what you like. And then you have the retreat sun deck. It is your own retreat pool deck. So you have a pool, you have a hot tub, you have your own pool butlers. Now think when you're sailing in the Caribbean in the middle of the summer, it is hot. However, your pool butler will be walking around with an ice cold towel so you could cool off while you're laying on your lounge chair, reading your book, listening to music, or taking in the sun, whatever you choose to do. All of our suites, every single one of our suites has a butler. Now, your butler can do whatever you want him to do, or she do, as long, of course, if it's legal. And I know you're probably laughing at me saying that, but some of the requests that they get, you'd be shocked. Whether it's packing or unpacking your luggage, breakfast in your suite every morning at 6 a.m., dining reservations, whatever it is that you could possibly need or want, your butler is there to assist you along the way. Now, every time you book into the retreat, you also get the Indulge amenity package. So that's your tips, your premium drinks package, your streaming Wi-Fi, your shore excursion onboard credit, and then you also get an additional onboard credit. This definitely is an exclusive, intimate experience, but when you book into the retreat, you still get big ship opportunities, right? So although it's an exclusive, intimate space, you could leave that space and go to the spa. You could leave that space and go watch a show, go to the shops, go to the casino, so on and so forth. So definitely an experience that you will never forget. Now, what does it look like to get into St. Martin? So I know this screen, it could be a little overwhelming, so don't let it overwhelm you. But to get into St. Martin, if you're going to go into St. Martin and spend a couple of days, you'll need a PCR test within 120 hours. If you're going to get into St. Martin and then join the ship right away, you need a PCR test no later than 72 hours. And as I said, your travel advisors are well aware of all of this. So if you walk away with any questions, you're welcome to ask me now or save them until you meet up with them. Yes, 16 years and older must be fully vaccinated. 12 and over, starting August 1st, must be fully vaccinated. Fully vaccinated guests are not required to wear a mask on board. Also, no social distancing is required. I mean, you're welcome to wear a mask if that's what you feel comfortable doing. Please do what makes you feel comfortable. And then on your own tours are also permitted. So a lot of great things happening in St. Martin. The Millennium will be there until July 3rd, and then the summit will be taking over. Now, I am so excited to say that we will be the first company in the United States to be sailing from the United States. And we will be sailing on the beautiful edge with our very own, oh, my screen is jumping ahead of me, with our very own first ever female captain, Captain Kate McHugh. Now, I'm sure you guys have all heard of her before. I'm sure you have seen her Instagram. She has a tremendous following, and she is really great. So she will be starting off, absolutely girl power. I just saw that. Love that. She'll be starting off on the edge starting June 26th, 7-night itineraries out of Fort Lauderdale, doing a combination of both Western and Eastern Caribbean. Just to give you a little bit of an idea of where these itineraries will be stopping. You have St. Martin, St. Thomas, Bahamas. You also have Honduras, Costa Maya, Cozumel, and also Bahamas. If you are one who loves to stay on board a little bit longer than just 7 nights, but you love these itineraries or you want to be sailing with Captain Kate, you are certainly welcome to book back to back. So definitely get with your travel advisor about that. Now, what does it look like to sail from Miami? Well, or Fort Lauderdale. Whoops, sorry. So what does it look like? Now, for those who are already in the United States, this first tile U.S. entry requirements do not apply to you. For those who are traveling from out of country, you will need a PCR test. Now, all guests are required to complete a health acknowledgement and health questionnaire. Now, this is something that we've been doing for quite a while, so if you've cruised with us before, you're familiar with this. As I said, all guests age 16 and above must be fully vaccinated, and then guests 12 and over also must be fully vaccinated. Following CDC guidelines, masks will not be required for vaccinated guests and children 15 years and younger. Unvaccinated guests, now remember, we could still have some guests on board that are unvaccinated just due to medical reasons, and also if they're too young to get the vaccine. Unvaccinated guests may be restricted from going ashore, and this all depends on the local government restrictions. So if this is something that applies to you, please get with your travel advisor. I'm sure that they'll get to me, and we could figure out some additional information for you. And then, of course, any testing that is needed to get you back home, I've already mentioned that we will certainly accommodate that. Now, this next slide is a little bit of a sneak peek for you all. Our newest ship, the Celebrity Beyond, will be coming out in 2022. I believe we have about 240 days until her first test, her test sailing, not test sailing, but her sea trials, rather, her sea trials. So I'm going to share a little bit of a video for you guys. Now, I know that you're probably all going to tell me that you can't hear it, but that's okay because there's no words. So enjoy the video, and then we'll talk about where she's going. Oops. I know it paused. Sorry, just bear with me just one moment. There we go. Now, can I tell you guys all a little secret, but you promise not to tell anybody? When I first saw this video, so I used to work on board the ships, and when I first saw this video, I said, oh no, I think I want to go back on board the ships and work on her. I think she's so beautiful. So she will be doing Europe and the Caribbean. Departing from Southampton, Rome, and Barcelona, she'll be doing 9 and 10 night Mediterraneans. She'll do an overnight in Florence, the first time ever, and then late night stays in Santorini, so you get to experience the sunset. How beautiful. And then she'll be doing a transatlantic, Spain, Lisbon, and the Canaries, 12 nights, and then doing the Caribbean out of Fort Lauderdale. Eastern and Western Caribbean, 7 nights for the most part, and then she'll be doing a holiday sailing, an 8-night holiday sailings. I believe she's actually doing 2. If you've ever had a chance to experience the holidays on board, it is one of the best experiences, or New Year's, I should say that I've ever had. New Year's Eve on board the ships are really something else. They throw a huge party. There's huge ice sculptures. There's entertainment. There's music happening all night long. It really is a great time. And I know that the captains always try to stay close to land so we could see some fireworks. So definitely an experience. And I'm so excited, and I hope you guys are so excited as well. Her itineraries are on sale now, so definitely get with your travel advisor and dig into these a little bit more. Now, I know with today's day and age, it may be a little frightening or you may be a little hesitant to book. However, please do that confidently because you're protected by us. Any bookings made through July 31st and is for any sailings through May 4th of 2022, you have up to 48 hours to cancel and you will receive 100% future cruise credit, which can be used on any sailing up until September 30th of 2022. So book confidently, guys. We are here to protect you, and this is going to be such a fun time. Cruising has officially started up. I'm going to stop sharing my screen just because I did see some questions come through the chat, but please feel free to unmute yourself and ask away.
That was fabulous. Thank you so much, Maria. Oh my God, the Beyond just looks incredible.
I know, doesn't she?
We do have one question from Emily. With regard to testing for our return home from St. Martin, what happens if someone in my party tests positive?
So, Emily, I know that you work with Jean. I know she's your travel advisor. So she has reached out to me about this already, and I am working on getting some answers for us. We did just get these protocols yesterday, so I know there are some things that everyone still needs, but as soon as I have it, I will certainly send it to Jean. Promise you.
And I would think, now I'm just hypothesizing, but I'm thinking that the government of the US has more to say about what happens than celebrity does.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
That's really a governmental thing.
You are most welcome, Emily. That is true. However, we do work closely with all of the local governments. So definitely something that I'll try to get some answers for.
I have another question about that return testing. Is that, you said it's provided by Celebrity, is that done on board?
It is.
And is that complimentary or for a fee?
So the antigen testing that will be happening on board prior to you getting off is complimentary, and it will be happening on board, yes.
Okay, and that gets you back into the US.
That's correct.
Okay.
That is correct. Now, I just want to make sure, no, of course, Emily, we don't want you to be stranded either, so don't you worry. Now, I do just want to say that things are changing all the time. So what I've said tonight, and I hate that this is the case, but could very well change tomorrow. So as I said, your travel advisors are aware of all situations, and I keep them in the loop with everything. So if you ever have any questions, you just want to double check something, please get with your travel advisors because they know. And if they don't know, then they'll come to me, and if I don't know, then the announcement just hasn't been made yet. But any changes haven't been said. But definitely stay in close contact with your travel advisors, just as I stay in close contact with them, especially in today's day and age.
Maria, I have another question about the retreat.
Yes.
So it is an exclusive area. You're booking into this resort within the resort type area.
That's true.
Do you have key card access, or how is it not open to just anybody that walks in?
How do we keep it exclusive?
Right.
So your C Pass cards will grant you access into the areas. Now, of course, the restaurant, you have your maitre d's there and so on and so forth. So they know their retreat guests pretty well. Same with the retreat lounge. Your concierge is in there and such. But to get into the retreat sun deck, it is key access only.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, of course.
Does anybody else have questions? We've got Maria at our disposal for a few more minutes.
That is the truth. Well, if you don't have any now, Beverly, you know where to find me, and so does the team. So please reach out anytime.
Okay. Well, if we don't have any other questions, thank you so much for joining us today. And Maria, thank you. You are just a wealth of information, always a great partner to work with as we get our travelers going and cruising and back on the seas. So we will say good night now, and hope everybody stays safe and enjoys your summer, and certainly get back on the oceans.
Yes, I can't wait. I know my Covington family, they can't wait either, and I hope you guys are just as excited as we are. Thank you for having me tonight, and I look forward to seeing you all on board one day.
All right. Thanks a lot. Goodbye, everybody.
Good night.